Hello, this is Solar PVTV from the 8th Desert Energy Leadership Summit, and actually from the last day, from the visit of Al Maktoum 200 megawatt solar project here in Dubai. And I would say one of the deliverables of the DII initiative, yes? So who would like to start, guys? Maybe we start with chairman, with Paul Van Son, who is the chairman of Desert Energy. One of the founders and the guys who was pushing for the initiative, and later we'll speak with Cornelius, as I always say, the most famous German guy here in the Middle East. So, Paul, how do you like these deliverables?
Well, this is fantastic. We started in 2009 with the idea of desert energy. And we see it here realized, and also at a very low cost. This is competitive with gas power plants, so this is the best you can imagine. There's almost no maintenance. This is an installation you can run without any people. Maybe a little bit for cleaning, but that's it. So this is the future. In the future, the whole world, the whole planet will make use of this technology to generate electricity.
And now let's switch to Cornelius. So Cornelius, you are still quite fresh, yeah? Even though last week you were working very hard. You are calling all the guys in the region, calling the guys around the globe to bring them to the event. And the event was quite successful, yes?
Yeah, well, we had, I would say, following the tradition started in 2010, we had a number of guests, long-standing friends. Many actually were at the very first summit. There are even a number of people who attended all 8 summits. And this is great. So we've been establishing this network over time, and it's more alive than ever. And you see that when you're connecting people, you can really move things and make an impact. And that's what you see here. So, DI has always been working indirectly, creating the conditions for projects and accelerating the development. And that's what we've been doing. So we've had guests from all over the world, many guests from Asia. We have a shareholder, SGCC, from Europe, Petrotherium. DI has been starting as technology neutral initiative with 3 main technologies: CSP, PV and wind. But of course also grids, and the view was more entire power systems. Now we started a storage working group, even hydrogen. We had Professor Art van Wijk here, for example. We looked at e-mobility. We had a guy from Silicon Valley from e-motorworks. Smart cities, exactly, Sergey. So it's much broader.
You came from Moscow.
You came from Moscow, exactly. So it's about, an emission-free power system, and our mission is no emission indeed.
Okay, I would like to now ask Paul, because Paul, your first idea of Desert Initiative was to build solar projects in Africa and to export this energy to Europe. Yeah? But since then, technology evolved so much, the cost went down so much, and actually you changed a bit the strategy, yes?
Well, actually the purpose, emission-free power supply, was from the beginning, and it is really not a matter how the power flow will, if it is from Africa to Europe or from Europe to Africa, we don't care, as long as it's emission-free. But you're right, the technology changed a lot, and also the cost. What we see now is that we can, or the countries here, they can develop their projects, they can turn their fossil-based economies to emission-free, renewable-based economies, and that they are doing this kind of projects like PV and solar thermal technology, wind technology. There is even hydro, and
while building the industry in the country, yes.
And a lot of local jobs and industries. That's important point. That they are not dependent of all kind of countries as such, but they have their bases here and are also able to export electricity on the long term, and maybe even technology on the long term. Because the new thing that we learned is that energy, or the electricity, will become very, very, very cheap in this region. So this will also attract energy-intensive industries.
So I would like to now ask you guys, because every year we are learning something more, yes? And we have, let's say, new findings. So which were the major findings during these 2 days?
Well, findings is a good question. I think more than findings, we identified a number of topics to work on also during the roundtables. We have this roundtable concept, and the roundtables are very interactive. You can select 3 out of 9 topics, and both for the chairman of the roundtable, who are also moderators of working groups, there was a lot of ideas, a lot of input in this interactive discussion. So we get that input for our storage, hydrogen, hybrid system working group. We get input for our solar desalination working group, for the grids, grid integration. So I think
E-mobility.
E-mobility, absolutely. On
Smart cities,
connected systems. So we collected all of this, and we will now incorporate it in the working groups. And
so let's say that it will be kind of like guidelines for the action plan, yes, and for the working plan.
Absolutely, it's kind of a guideline, and we develop this interactively with our partners. That's the most important thing. So the partners, they give us the guidance, and via SDI we provide the platform. We moderate and make sure that there's progress on the work.
So now I would like to ask Paul, because Paul is one of the pioneers, yes, of renewables in the world. But did you learn something new?
First of all, what we have seen is that the interest in the region is really accelerating. And one big topic that may come up is, for instance, hydrogen. Really, Cornelius already mentioned it. Hydrogen is a medium to bring energy, to store it and to bring it from A to B, also long distances. Or actually, at the end of the day, if it's about exporting energy, now this region is doing this with oil and gas, and that can be in the future via hydrogen.
So let's say that like bringing new business model to the region, yes?
Yeah, absolutely. So it is about, for example, to develop potential business models of storage. Storage is not about storing electricity. You have to look from the system. So it's about how to integrate and what role storage of different kind, electrical energy storage, thermal storage, solar cooling, solar heating could play. And we integrate this in the system from a system point of view where it makes sense.
Okay, so I noticed also that recently you have been acquiring a lot of new members, yes?
Yeah, well, we have 6 new members announced at the summit. In addition to ThyssenKrupp and Al-Jihaz, there is Europa Grid, a unique company working on merchant models for interconnections. We have Noor Solar Technologies here from the region, very exciting company.
We're going to visit them tomorrow.
Exactly, the factory, and it's in test operation already. We have a global group, Navigant, with different brands of consultancy. Also Ecofis is part of this. We have Amana, which is a UAE-based contractor. They have been involved in Shams, in the 100 megawatt CSP plant already. And so this is quite exciting, and we have actually more members in the pipeline which cannot yet be announced.
So what next in the strategy of DII?
Well, DII, our slogan is now emission-free power supply. So we are looking for all technologies, all projects, all movements. Actually, this is the implementation of the COP process, the international COP process, to make this really work, to get the attention of governments and the political support to create these conditions. So that's for the coming years. The team of Cornelius here in Dubai will take care with a couple of people that this will run, and that with like 10, 20, 30 companies, we will really make this move.
So the last question to Senior Vice President of DII, Cornelius, in bullet points, why the companies should join you during the next year?
Well, the network is unparalleled. Indeed, we are more a network of networks. We are unique in the market because we are a group of industries backed by the industry, but we have science and research like Max Planck Institute, long-standing cooperation with Fraunhofer. We have cooperations with a number of different associations from the industry, like MESIA, like CBC, but also like the Arab League, more on the political side. And we are the only initiative, the only group, think tank in the market with this holistic view, both from a system, from a technology point of view, but also geographically speaking. And actually, we've been working already much more beyond just the MENA region. So I think this is unique in the market. And
you have also media.
Exactly. So this helps as well. And we've delivered let's say, tangible, concrete results and could make quite a significant impact since 2009. So this gives us credibility. And even on the university side with the Desert Tech University Network, and I think this is really unique. And you know, companies, they prepared massive business already over the last few years, and it is a very good way in really boosting the business as well, joining the eye and really moving things, moving the market.
And together we are stronger.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Okay, so thumbs up for solar and for all the technologies which are helping the world become emission free.
Exactly.